The Tate Modern building holds many secrets and things that have long been forgotten. This video will cover some of them. Please stay to the end for all the detail. I hope you enjoy. Please like and subscribe. Thank you. Brought to you by Eclectic Experience. Change seen through images. Tate Modern opened in the year 2000. It was a Millennium project and was significantly extended again in 2016. Tate Modern was created from an already mighty building, considered by many as an industrial cathedral with its prominent location opposite St Paul's Cathedral. It was the Bankside power station. Tate Modern, before the COVID-19 pandemic, regularly had over 5 million visitors a year and will hopefully get back to that number. But how many of those visitors are aware of the secrets of the building? Let's start here with this picture I took in 1998 showing the river facing side of the building site that was due to become Tate Modern. Well, at this time it was actually going to be called the Tate Gallery of Modern Art, seen here on this sign and also here on this computer generated postcard of a similar date. With the opening of this massive new gallery, a decision was made to rename all the Tates in the same, more snappy format. So the Tate Gallery of Modern Art became Tate Modern, and the old Tate, which was due to be called the Tate Gallery of British Art, became Tate Britain, with Tate Liverpool and Tate St Ives completing the name rationalisation. The Chimney is a well-known icon of the area. It's 99 metres or 325 feet tall, but did you know it was deliberately built just under the height of St Paul's so that it would not compete? St Paul's Cathedral is actually 111 metres or 365 feet tall, so a good 12 metres higher, a reasonable amount. The Chimney, seen here in 2023, incidentally being refurbished at the time, was one of the dramatic locations used in the Mission Impossible film Fallout. When Tom Cruise went into a door at the base of the chimney, there was a lift and he came out at the top. Unfortunately, I'm afraid the door does not exist. There is no lift and there's no door at the top of the chimney, but it was a great movie scene. Another unexpected use of the chimney has come from Peregrine Falcons. They have at times taken advantage of its height to set up base and to hunt from. This has led to the early death of some seagulls and pigeons who just got that bit too close, and a shock for some visitors to Tate when the remains of the victims came to the ground. Did you know that for 8 years from the opening of Tate Modern there was a Swiss light at the top of the chimney? It was a collaboration between the architects Herzog and de Meuron and the artist Michael Craig Martin. It was also sponsored by the Swiss government. It was dismantled when it became damaged in 2008 and was not repaired or replaced, as we see here, in 2010. Going back to the 1998 picture of the front, look at the ground, the bushes, sparse number of trees, and even the little red brick walls. Well, that was a massive change from what was there before, but also from what was to come. The whole landscape in front of Tate Modern has changed absolutely dramatically from when this was an operating power station. Let's go back in time. This is a picture from 1960 showing the Bankside power station and its surround. One of the many things I was really surprised about was how close the river got to the power station, with the wharfs and other commercial buildings in front of it. The land was reclaimed and then re-landscaped again to coincide with the opening of Tate Modern. The lawn, as we can see in 2023, is very popular, with picnickers and people just enjoying the sun. The trees have now also grown to a good height. It looks incredible compared to what was there before. Let's take a look. Bankside Power Station was partly designed by Giles Gilbert Scott, who famously also designed, amongst other things, Battersea Power Station, seen here in 2022, behind another one of his famous creations, the K2 red phone box. Interestingly, both of these are statutorily listed grade 2 star for the power station and grade 2 for the phone box. In severe contrast, Bankside Power Station was given the complete opposite, a certificate of immunity from listing in 1993. This is the only building I have ever heard of that has actually had immunity from listing. In fact, the building was actually turned down for listing on 2 separate occasions. The reason for the immunity was to actually help sell the building or find a use for it. It's possible a listing could have limited the number of potential purchasers for the site. Coming back to the 1960s aerial photo, another point to note is the scaffolding on the left. This was here because the building was actually completed in 2 parts. Going back in history a bit further, there's been a power station on this site since 1893. In this 1949 aerial photo from the Ordnance Survey Archive, it is possible to make out the old power station. By the 1940s it was old, dirty and inefficient, so a new one had been commissioned, and it looks like we can see here the land is cleared for the first stage of it. The issue with building a new power station is that London still needed power, so the new one had to be in part use before the old one could be decommissioned. Looking at a 1957 map, we can see the old power station A and the first part of the Giles Gilbert Scott Power Station B. The new station was built in 2 stages, 1947 to 52 and 58 to 63. It was operational from 1952 until 1981, only 29 years. It is very, very likely that Tate Modern will exist far longer than the power station did. By 2023, it's already 23 years old. This is a picture taken during construction, before the turbine hall ramp was built. The names used to describe the different parts of the building actually came from when it was a power station. The boiler house, here on the right, was where the boilers created the steam. It's nearest the Thames. That drove the turbines, in the turbine hall, in the middle, and the switch house, that switched the power for transmission. The switch house was actually the working name given to the 2016 extension before it was named the Bavaknik building. Back in the turbine hall, each year there is a different display here, and some leave a temporary and others a permanent mark on the building. Look down at the bottom of the ramp and you'll see part of a crack that's been filled in. This was from the 2007-8 work called Shibboleth by artist Doris Salcedo. There is even an artwork with pictures of this currently on the wall in another part of the gallery. As well as the bolt holes in the floor from the Damien Hirst skull, there were also for a while inflatable fish stuck on the roof rafters. Seen here. These were the installation by Philip Perino called Any When from 2016-17. This picture was taken in 2019 and I am sure they were up there for quite some time afterwards, basically because they couldn't be got down due to inaccessibility. When the building opened, there was still an old factory building on the site that was incredibly close. I photographed it in early 2000 and we can see how close it was here. This was later demolished and now forms part of the landscape. However, at one stage there had been a proposal to put a very tall tower here. From what I can gather and from looking at planning permissions, it was a condition of the planning consent for Neo Bankside, the glass fronted flats right next door, that this building be demolished and the land left as open space. It is now managed by Tate, with the landscape updated as part of the most recent extension. Back to the front of the building and the Millennium Bridge. The Millennium Bridge lands just in front of Tate Modern, and this is what it looked like when it was under construction. Most people who were around at the time, around 2000, will remember it as the Wobbly Bridge, as it only opened for a very short time before it had to be shut, as it actually wobbled when large groups of people walked on it. It was then heavily reinforced with dampeners put on it and reopened the following year. I've made a separate video on this if you're interested. The link is at the end. It is well known that the power station was oil fired due to the presence of the oil tanks that are now used as an exhibition space under the new building. Seen here with a rather sinister display. However, they nearly were not built at all, as the power station was initially going to be coal fired, but was changed to oil, which was incidentally the first in the UK, due to the 1947 coal shortage. However, being oil fired actually hastened its demise, as because of the rocketing cost of oil in the 1970s, it became uneconomic, and that's one of the reasons it closed. One lesser known fact about Tate Modern, or maybe an urban myth, was that it actually massively reduced the rat population in this part of London. When the building was derelict, it was overrun with rats. There were rumours of up to 1 million, but it was a lot. Obviously, when the building was completed, they've all been eradicated or moved away. But interestingly, there was a display in 2001 by artist Katharina Fritsch, which included very large models of rodents. Before going inside, just look at how many windows there are. They surround the whole building. And then look again inside, walking around the galleries. They don't quite match up. A lot of them can't be seen from the inside. There are multiple reasons for this. In theory, works of art look better in natural light, so that is why the windows are there and have been retained. But the reality is natural light is very variable, and some works can be damaged by it, others look better in artificial light. Also, if the window is covered, it provides a wall where more art can be hung. The conversion to an art gallery also provided a light beam with some top lit galleries, and there are the similar ones at either end of the building. If we look at them now, we can see one has light coming in and the other is dark, and that's because of the work of art that's in there at present. There is so much more, but that's for future videos. I will also make sure I cover the extension and maybe some more on this side of the building as well. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching Eclectic Experience. Change seen through images.